Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Raven here, and I've got another crime video for you all today. We're talking about a man named Samuel Little, aka Samuel McDowell. He is born June 7th, 1940. He is actually deceased now. He died December 30th, 2020. He was a serial killer from America, and he confessed to committing 93 murders between 1970 and 2005. The FBI's Violent Criminal Apprehension Program has confirmed his involvement in at least 60, the largest number of confirmed victims for any serial killer in American history. He has 60 confirmed, 93 are claimed and suspected. In 1961, he was sentenced to 3 years in prison for breaking into a furniture store in Lorraine. He was released in 1964. And by 1975, he had been arrested 26 times in 11 states for crimes including theft, assault, attempted, other assault, fraud, attacks on government officials. In 1982, he was arrested in Mississippi, and he faced charges on the murder of a 22-year-old named Melinda Rose LaPree, who had gone missing in September of that year. A grand jury decided to indict him for her murder. However, while under investigation, he was extradited to Florida and tried for the murder of 26-year-old Patricia Ann Mount, whose body was found in September of 1982. Prosecution witnesses identified him in court as a person who spent time with Mount on the night before her disappearance. Due to mistrust of witness testimonies, he was acquitted in 1984. Samuel then moved to California, where he stayed in the vicinity of San Diego. In October 1994, he was arrested for kidnapping, beating, and strangling 22-year-old Lori Burrows, who survived her attack. 1 month later, he was found by police in the back of his car with an unconscious woman also beaten and strangled, in the same location as the attempted murder of Burrows. He served 2.5 years in prison for both of those crimes. 2.5 years? Why? Why just 2.5 years? Upon his release in February 1997, he immediately moved to LA and committed at least 10 additional murders. The system failed with this one. I'm sorry. You let him out even... Let's continue, shall we? He was arrested on September 5th, 2012 at a homeless shelter in Louisville, Kentucky, and extradited to California to face a narcotics charge in which authorities used DNA testing to establish that he was involved in the murders of Linda Alford, killed on July 13, 1997, Guadalupe Apodaca, killed September 3rd, 1987, and Audrey Everett, killed on August 14th, 1989. All three were killed and later found in the streets of Los Angeles. He was extradited to Los Angeles, where he was charged on January 7th, 2013. A few months later, the police said that he was being investigated for involvement in 36 murders committed in the 1980s. Which until then had been undisclosed. In connection with the new circumstances in Mississippi, the LaPree murder case was reopened. In total, he was tested for involvement in 93 murders of women committed in many U.S. states. He was tried for the murders of Alfred Nelson Apodaca in September of 2014. The prosecution presented the DNA evidence as well as testimony of witnesses who were attacked by the accused at different times throughout his criminal career. On September 25th, 2014, he was found guilty and was sentenced to life imprisonment without possibility of parole. On the day of the verdict, he continued to insist on his innocence. Before his death, he was serving his sentence at California State Prison, Los Angeles County. On November 9, 2018, he confessed to the 1996 fatal strangulation of Melissa Thomas. On November 13, 2018, he was charged with the 1994 murder of Denise Christie Brothers in Odessa, Texas. after having confessed the crime to a Texas Ranger in May of 2018. He pleaded guilty to the murder of brothers on December 13th and received another life sentence. The Ector County, Texas District Attorney and Wise County, Texas Sheriff's Office announced on November 13th that he had confessed to dozens of murders and may have committed more than 90 across 14 states between 1970 and 2005. You guys failed. The system failed those poor victims. If he was sentenced to life imprisonment the first time, he would have never murdered all those other people. On November 15, 2018, the Russell County, Alabama District Attorney announced that he had earlier that month confessed to the 1970 murder of 23-year-old Brenda Alexander, whose body was found in Phoenix City, Alabama. On November 16, 2018, Macon, Georgia Sheriff's announced that he had credibly confessed to the 1977 strangling murder of an unidentified woman and the 1982 strangling murder of 18-year-old Fredonia Smith. In the fall of 2018, he confessed to the 1982 murder of 55-year-old Dorothy Richards and the 1996 murder of 40-year-old Daisy McGuire. Both of their bodies were found in Louisiana. On November 19, 2018, in Harrison County, Mississippi, Sheriff Troy Peterson said that he, Samuel, had confessed to strangling 36-year-old Julia Crickfield in the Gulfport area in 1978 and dumped her body off a cliff. On November 20th, 2018, Lee County, Mississippi law enforcement officers announced that Samuel had admitted to killing 46-year-old Nancy Carol Stevens in Tupelo, Mississippi in 2005, that the case would be presented to a grand jury in 2019. On November 21st, 2018, Richland County, South Carolina authorities announced that Little, a.k.a. Samuel, had confessed to murdering 19-year-old Evelyn Weston, whose body was found near Fort Jackson, South Carolina in 1978, and Little confessed to having killed 20-year-old Rosie Hill in Marion County, Florida in 1982. This man's record just keeps going. On November 27, 2018, the FBI announced that a violent criminal apprehension program team had confirmed 34 of Little's confessions and was working to match the remainder of his confessions to known murders or suspected passings. He began making the confessions in exchange for a transfer out of the LA County prison in which he was being held. One included his confession to a previous cold case homicide in Prince George's County, Maryland, previously one of only 2 homicide cases in that county with unidentified victims. In December of 2018, Little was indicted for strangling Linda Sue Boards, 23, to death in May of 1981 in Warren County, Kentucky. Her body was found on May 15, 1981, near U.S. Route 68. One of Little's victims was identified December 2018 as Martha Cunningham of Knox County, Tennessee, who was 34 when Little, a.k.a. Samuel, murdered her in 1975. I don't even think I'm halfway through. This is disgusting. I am sick to my stomach. Like, I'm literally just sitting here rocking back and forth reading this because this is disgusting. On May 31st, 2019, Cuyahoga County, Ohio prosecutors announced indictments with 4 counts of aggravated murder and 6 counts of kidnapping that accused Little of killing Mary Jo Payton in 1984, Rose Evans in 1991, in Cleveland. Both victims were strangled and dumped. The body of Rose Evans, 32, was found on August 24th, 1991, in a vacant lot on East 39th Street. She left her hometown of Birmingham, New York when she was 17 years old. She had been strangled, according to coroner Elizabeth Balraj. As for Payton, an anthropologist had to create a model of what she looked like. But she remained unidentified until 1992, when Cleveland put her thumbprint in an FBI database and got a match. Little picked up Payton at a bar near East 105th and Euclid Avenues. He described her as a short, plump woman in her 20s with brown hair. He confessed to killing another Cleveland woman in 1977 or 1978. The woman murdered between those 2 years was found on March 18, 1983 in Willoughby Hills, Ohio, according to the National Missing and Unidentified Persons System. She was likely black and somewhere between 17 and 35. The woman's body had been dumped down a grassy slope near a fence in a wooded area just off Interstate 271. This is just pure disgusting. This is pure disgusting. Her body was found by a man walking his dog. Only her skeleton, some clothing, and jewelry remained. This is horrifying. Little confessed to killing one woman in Akron, Ohio, 2 in Cincinnati. One of the bodies was dumped outside Columbus, Ohio, and one woman he met in Columbus and disposed of in Kentucky. One of the 2 women Little murdered in Cincinnati, one was identified as Anna Stewart, 33 years old, whose body was dumped in Grove City, Ohio. Stewart was last seen on October 6, 1981, getting out of a cab at General Hospital to see her sister in the hospital, now University of Cincinnati Academic Health Center, so they changed her name. She was killed on October 11th. He killed the other woman between 1980 and 1999. That is a huge time frame. The Jane Doe was anywhere from 15 to 50, as the details of her age and the date of her murder are unclear. She was black, slender, wore glasses, lived in the over-the-Rhine neighborhood of Cincinnati with a heavy female Hispanic. Little left her beside a cigarette billboard in Ohio. On June 7th, 2019, he was indicted in Hamilton County, Ohio, for murdering the 2 women that were killed in Cincinnati. Little had drawn portraits of many of the women he killed. These portraits were released by the FBI in hopes of someone identifying the women. At least one portrait solved a case, a cold case, in Akron, Ohio. Then in November 2020, he confessed to 2 Florida murders, for one of which another man had been wrongfully convicted. On April 22nd, 2022, a woman Little killed in Memphis, Tennessee, whose body was found on the side of Arkansas was found on the Arkansas side of the Mississippi River. In 1990, was identified as 30-year-old Zena Marie Jones. So this man was seriously crazy. Oh, and it gets worse. Okay, so let's get through this. There's a few unmatched confessions, which means the bodies were never found, or it could not be matched to a known missing person, the sketch that he did. In Miami, Florida, 1971 and 1972, he confessed to strangling an 18 or 19-year-old black trans woman and leaving her body in the Everglades near Highway 27. Little remembered her name as Marianne or Mayanne. She was between 5'6" and 5'7", weighing about 140 pounds. He did not believe her body was ever found. He sketched this victim during one of his confessions. Little Rock, Arkansas, in 1992 or 1994, he confessed to strangling a 24-year-old black female. She was between 5'5" and 5'7", weighed about 200 pounds. Little recalled he stayed with her for about 3 days as they shoplifted together, and that her name may have been Ruth. He was arrested for shoplifting from Kroger by the Little Rock police on April 20th, 1994. He said that after killing her, placed her body on a pile of branches near a cornfield. He sketched the victim during his confession in 2019. In Las Vegas, Nevada, in 1993, he confessed to strangling a thin black female around 40 years old. She's about 5'5" and weighed 110 to 120 pounds. He recalled that she may have worn a wig over short hair. After killing her in a hotel room, he drove her body to the outskirts of Las Vegas and rolled her body down a steep slope. In Los Angeles, California, in 1996, he confessed to strangling a thin white female. She was about 5 feet and weighed about 110 pounds. After killing her in the bathroom of a vacant house, he undressed her below the waist and unsuccessfully attempted to perform post-mortem assault on her rear side before sitting her body up in the bathtub and just leaving her. What in the world is wrong with this man? This is disgusting. Los Angeles, 1984. He confessed to strangling a short black female. To kill her, he had forced himself on her body on a service road off the I-10 before dragging her halfway up a hill and leaving her there. I'm not going to go into too many more horrible details if I can spare us all the trauma, but these are all the ones that I've already labeled and named that I'm going to say their age, their name, their age, and when they were murdered. If it lists when. These are all confirmed. Annie Lee Stewart, 32, murdered on October 11th, 1981 in Cincinnati, Ohio. Mary Jo Payton, 21, murdered sometime in 1984 after she encountered him in a bar in Cleveland, Ohio. Carol Linda Alford, 41 years old, was murdered in Los Angeles, California. Audrey Nelson Everett, 35, was found in a dumpster behind a nightclub restaurant in Los Angeles, California on August 14th, 1989. Guadalupe Apodaca, 46, was found on September 3rd, 1989 in an abandoned auto repair shop in LA, or Los Angeles, California. After a boy kicking a soccer ball found her body. Oh my God. Zena Marie Jones, 30, was a woman found murdered in West Memphis, Arkansas on July 28, 1990. She went missing on July 6th from Memphis, Tennessee. So he kind of took her and traveled with her and all these other things. Rose Evans, 32, was murdered in Cleveland, Ohio on or around August 24th, 1991. Denise Christie Brothers, 32, was a mother of two who was found killed in Odessa, Texas on February 2nd, 1994. She had been reported missing on January 1st, so about a month later she was found. Was found killed. Now let's go into the suspecteds. Oh my God. Mary Jo Brosley, December 31st, 1970, from Homestead, Florida. She was approximately 33 years old. Linda, 1971, Miami, Florida, approximately 22. Marianne or Mary Ann, 1971 to 72, Miami, Florida, approximately 18 years old. Unnamed black female, 1971 to 72, from Miami, Florida, possibly affiliated with the American Air Force. Unnamed white female from 72, Prince George's County, Maryland, approximately 20 to 25 years old. His confession was matched to a known Jane Doe case, possibly from Massachusetts. Unnamed white female from 1973, from Kendall, Florida, approximately 45 years old. They're basically saying that this victim and another victim both had the same name. So they're basically saying this female that I just explained, her first name could have been Sarah. Next one, Sarah Brown, from 73, New Orleans, Louisiana. No one knew her age. Agatha White Buffalo, November 73, Omaha, Nebraska, approximately 34 years old. Her cold case murder was linked to Little in November 2018. Unnamed black female from 74, Savannah, Georgia, approximately 22 or 23 years old. Unnamed black female from 74, Cincinnati, Ohio, age unknown, dumped body in Columbus, Ohio. Emily, mid-70s, Miami, Florida. Black female, approximately 23 24 years old, possibly worked at the University of Miami. Unnamed black female from 75, Knoxville, Tennessee, approximately 25 years old. Unnamed black female, 76 to 77, Wichita Falls, Texas. Age unknown, disposable location of body unspecified. Oh my gosh. Joe, 76 to 79, Granite City, Illinois. Black female, approximately 26 years old. May have picked her up in St. Louis, Missouri. There's a whole lot of unnames. Unnamed black female, 76 to 79, East St. Louis, Illinois. Age unknown. Unnamed black female, 76 to 79, or 1993, Houston, Texas. Age unknown. Yvonne Pless, 1977, Macon, Georgia, approximately 20 years old. Clara Birdlong, 1977, Pascagoula, Mississippi, approximately 35 to 45 years old. Unnamed black female, 1977 or 78, Cleveland, Ohio. Age unknown. Unnamed black female, 77 to 78, Plant City, Florida. Age unknown. Leola Etta Bryant, 77 or 82, Charleston, South Carolina, approximately 28 years old. Patricia Parker, 1980 or 1981, Dade County, Georgia, approximately 25 to 30 years old. Unnamed black female, 1980 to 1984, Gulfport, Mississippi, approximately 22. Unnamed black female, 1981, Atlanta, Georgia, approximately 35 to 40 years old. Unnamed white female, 1982, New Orleans, Louisiana. Confession matched to a Jane Doe, between 33 and 44 years old. Unnamed black female, autumn 1982, New Orleans, Louisiana, between 30 to 40, about 5'8", 5'9", weighing about 160 pounds. Melinda Mindy Lapre, 1982, Pascagoula, Mississippi, 22 years old. Unnamed white female, 1983 to 84, Atlanta, Georgia, about 26 years old. Unnamed female, 1984, near Columbus, Ohio, age unknown. Dispose of her body in Kentucky. Unnamed female, 1984, Atlanta, Georgia, between 23 and 25 years old, possibly a college student. Linda Bennett, May 1988, Owenton, Kentucky, age unknown. About 5'6", 5'7", between 130 and 170 pounds. Zena Jones, Priscilla Baxter Jones. I don't know why there's two names here, but we're going to go with it. July 6, 1990 or 97. West Memphis, Arkansas, approximately 28 and 29 years old. Unnamed female, 1984. Unnamed female, 1984. Unnamed female, 1984. Age 18 to 23. Age unknown. Age unknown. Frances Campbell, 1984. Approximately 23 years old, Savannah, Georgia. Unnamed female, 1987. LA. Age unknown. Unnamed female, 1987. Los Angeles, California. Age unknown. Unnamed female, 1987. LA. Approximately 19. Granny, 1987. LA. Approximately 50 years old. Unnamed female, 1987, approximately 22 or 23 years old, from LA. Unnamed female, 1987, LA, approximately 26 or 27 years old. Unnamed female, 1987 to early 90s, Monroe, Louisiana, approximately 24 years old. Unnamed Hispanic female, 1988 or 1996, Phoenix, Arizona, in her 40s approximately. Jolanda Jones, age 26, from 1994, Pine Bluff, Arkansas. Alice Denise Duval, June 11th, 91, LA, approximately 40 to 45. Roberto Tandarich, 91, Akron, Ohio, age unknown. Unknown female, 91 to 92, LA, approximately 20 to 22 years old. Unnamed female, 92, LA, age unknown. Unnamed female, 92 to 93, LA, age unknown. Unnamed Hispanic female, 92 to 93, LA, approximately 24 to 25, may have been from Phoenix. Unnamed female, 92 to 93, April 21st, 94, I don't know why it says all that. North Little Rock, Arkansas, age unknown. Possibly 24. Her name was possibly Ruth. Unnamed female, 93, Las Vegas, Nevada. About 110 to 120 pounds. Age between 19 and 23. And this one that I just said was a mom as well. Was the one that had possibly had a wig. And it was depicted, all these, if he drew a picture of them, it was depicted in the picture. Unnamed female from 96, LA, approximately 23 to 25 years old. T-Money, 96, LA, approximately 23 to 24 years old. Unnamed female, 96, LA, approximately 25 years old. Ann, 97, Phoenix, Arizona, age unknown. This is horrifying. Let's get to where he has died. He had a long-term girlfriend, Ariella Dorsey, who has since been deceased, who supported them both through shoplifting for years. On May 28th, he was arrested in Cleveland with his girlfriend at the time, Lucy Madero. They were charged with robbery of a gas station. While in jail, Madero confided in her cellmate Dorsey that she would be testifying against him in the subsequent robbery case. In 1972, when the case went to trial, Madero testified against him, but his defense team was able to plan for it with help from information passed on by Dorsey. Little was eventually found not guilty of the shoplifting of the robbery crime. Dorsey and Little were together until she died of natural causes of brain hemorrhage in 1988. Samuel Little died on December 30th, 2020 in a Los Angeles County area hospital. Although California Department of Corrections and Rehab sources indicate no cause of death, he suffered from diabetes, heart problems, and other health conditions. So we don't know what caused him to die. All we know is that as of December 2020, he has passed away. This story is completely traumatizing, and I can't believe that this is even a thing. I can't believe that he was able to do that for all these years. And another thing, which I've already mentioned, but I'm going to mention again, I can't believe the system failed. The system failed. If he was put in prison after the first two that I mentioned, way in the beginning of this video, he would not have murdered the rest of them. He would have been in jail. He would have been in prison. He would have been where he belonged. I guess we can say, luckily, he is no longer around, so we don't have to worry about him anymore. As far as I know, he has had no children, so we don't have to worry about that either. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. What I will say before I sign off for the day is that I hope every single one of his victims find peace. I hope all the ones that are unsolved, all the ones that are unnamed, I hope that they get a name and that their families can start to heal. I couldn't possibly even imagine what their families must be going through with having no information, not knowing if they're alive or not. That must be horrifying. Not that being told your loved one is deceased is any better, but at least you know where they are. Not knowing must be horrible. I'm going to leave this here. Rest in peace to Samuel Little's or Samuel McDowell's victims. And I will see all of you in the next video. Bye.